Hello, this is my first review ever. This is an attempt to make a review, hopefully if this goes through, of the contrast in quality between Wetterlings and Gransfors bruks. This right here is the Wetterlings 118, also known as the Wetterlings Outdoor Axe or Hunter's Axe. This is the Gransfors bruks Small Forest Axe. I believe it's its best selling axe in its line. The Wetterlings I received about 2 weeks ago. Gransfors bruks I received today. So when I received the Wetterlings 2 weeks ago, I was in love with it. I thought it was a great axe. Chopped very well, razor sharp, and it had what seemed to me as flawless craftsmanship. I could find nothing wrong with it. Today when I received the Gransfors bruks, not so much, and I'm using one hand to hold the phone, so I'm not going to be able to do any chopping test or anything with it to show which one does a better job. That's going to have to wait for a second video. But here's an attempt to show you what I am talking about. Here with the Wetterlings, I'll say right off the bat, the sheath on the Gransfors bruks is better quality than that of the Wetterlings. Let's get that out of the way. Sorry about that, folks. Here's the axe head on the Wetterlings. Beautiful. Beautiful, razor sharp. Look at the top here. No gaps. No gaps. No gaps on the bottom. See that? No gaps, no flaws. Let's look at the Gransfors bruks. Sorry about that. Very nice. Bit misshapen head. You can tell there's a bit of a difference in shape on one side to another. No big deal. It's hand forged, so you expect certain differences in shape. It's not going to be perfect. See here? Gap in the top. Look at that. It's a flaw from the eye welding. The opening, what looks like a crack. Now I've done some research, and this is just what they call the eyelet weld. I don't know if you can see the crack good from this angle. This is awful. Sorry about that. There, maybe they can see it better there. Yep. See that? What looks like a crack? That's a flaw. You see that the handle doesn't sit evenly in the eyelet. That to me is a no-no for such an expensive axe, and for one that is touted as being superior to every other in its class in quality, fit, and finish. I can say when I compare this one to this one, that the Wetterlings was superior in fit and finish, even in the handles. The grain on the Wetterlings is far tighter, straighter than that of the Gransfors bruks. They will both work just fine, but since you always hear that Gransfors bruks is superior to every other, including Wetterlings, I just wanted to show that that's not always the case. And mine is not that much of an anomaly. I've heard others say the same thing about their Gransfors bruks lately. I think what's going on is that Gransfors bruks is trying to crank out as many as they can because there's such a high demand that you're getting a lesser quality product now. And in my opinion, you're better off just getting a Wetterlings. The main complaint that I hear from some is that the handle on the Wetterlings is not as comfortable as that of the Gransfors bruks. I disagree. Because I have big beefy hands, I find that the Wetterlings handle, because it's kind of plumper and thicker, it's more comfortable in my big beefy hands, especially when it comes to the bottom part. It's nice and thick, and my hand fits well in it. The one area you're going to find superior in the Gransfors bruks is this neck part, because on here in the Wetterlings, as you could tell, it's pretty steep angle, pretty sharp, and it makes for an uncomfortable hot spot if you're holding it for a prolonged period of time. Whereas on the Gransfors bruks, it's not that steep, it's pretty well rounded, and you could hold it for a prolonged period of time in a more comfortable it'll be more comfortable and offer less of a hot spot for a prolonged period of time. But as I just showed you, the Gransfors bruks tends to have a bit more flaws in its craftsmanship. Look, I haven't even used this axe. It came in today, haven't even used it yet. There's already little tiny chunks missing from the top part. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is an axe that costs far more than the Wetterlings. It should not have anything to find on this axe. And when both handles came in, I found the handle on the Wetterlings to be a little smoother, less thorns, not thorns, excuse me, splinters on the handle when you slide your hand on them. The Wetterlings was a bit smoother, and it has a bit of a darker tone to it, leading me to believe it was treated better. But that's just an assumption. I don't know if that's a fact or not. Just my 2 cents. I hope you get something out of this video if you're thinking of purchasing one or the other, or if you're thinking maybe I could save a few dollars on the Wetterlings as opposed to the Gransfors bruks. Then now you know that might be worth it. Maybe worth buying the Wetterlings instead of saving the extra $20, $30 to get the Gransfors bruks. Alrighty, I'll make another video in the future with chopping tests to see which one of these, in my opinion, does a better job at certain tasks. Thank you for watching. This is my first video. Please don't be too critical. Thank you. Bye-bye.